Hi, and welcome back to another Mageddo gaming video. First off, wow, these last two videos have been insane. The amount of views, the new subscribers, the great feedback and conversation. Definitely, let's keep it up. I love this. It really gets me excited on making new content. I do have a second channel where I monitor the feeds of these videos. You'll definitely want to make sure you hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you may not see the next time a new video pops up. I've been monitoring that for about a month or two now. Now, let's get into the topic of the video though, because the gears in my head have been grinding like crazy. I mean, what's the point in having categories like strength and evasion? Why would a companion need that? You know, why are we losing the Paragon Pass? A lot of you have been trying to figure out why I'm so excited about this, because it seems like such an upsetting change. Well, maybe it's because we don't have the full picture yet. So this is a theory of mine. And a lot of this is based on speculation and pre-test servers and, owlbear servers, things like that. So take everything with a grain of salt. But let's say we remove recovery and maybe some other statistics. We'll still have recharge rate because our spells have a recovery to them. But now let's say that that's put under evasion. We'll just say that for an example. And then strength is like maybe the measure of armor penetration and power and things like that. So by giving a companion an increased percentage of these statistics of what they've already got, that's going to increase the output from our bonding stones or from our augment pet, allowing augments and bonding pets to, actually both serve a purpose. Now, when we increase those categories, and we get those exported into stats, we're going to have categories as well. But what's so important about these categories? Well, let's thinking about it. We have an item level. So what if these categories had a level? Like so much per stat would contribute to giving you an evasion level of 12. But what would that do? Well, the Paragon paths are being removed, so our whole feats and everything will change. So, feat points. Maybe those equate to whatever total of evasion or strength or, whatever the categories are. So maybe you can only have a certain feat with that. Maybe it'll also affect powers. Now, what would be the point in doing all this, affecting our powers or rearranging our feats and removing the Paragon Pass? I mean, a lot of Guardian fighters, for instance, are scared, especially off of what Tom Fawcett said about, making a tank a tank. Well, no one wants their Guardian fighter to just be a tank. Some of them like to be a DPS Guardian fighter. Well, what if this removal of the Paragon Pass is now going to make it so we can have multi-classes? So instead of just being a DPS tank, you're actually going to be able to have traits that the Great Weapon Fighter has on your Guardian Fighter. And the reason I say this is because making it easy is one thing, but removing a lot of content, that's a whole nother. So the only thing I could see is that they'd want to be adding more. And this also goes in the fact that it's taken us so long to get another class. Because now we're going to have multi-classes. The amount of points that we have in evasion and in strength and, what the other one could be, persuasiveness with the gold gain and companion influence or whatever. Let's say however many points we have in those determines what we can have in our feats. And of course, those can help determine what we have in our powers. Well, with one Paragon path, there'd probably be a lot of points to go around. Say we only had like maybe 12 feats in there. So what could we do with the other points and all that other stuff? Well, if I had, instead of just a trickster rogue, maybe I'd have a rogue fighter. Maybe he can deal a little more damage. Maybe he's a little more tanky. And so then I could have points in the feat tree for one class and points in the feat tree for the other. And it's just based on the overall stats that I have in those categories. I don't know. This is just some things that I've been spitballing. I've been jotting it down on paper, And I'm sorry that the screen's been black this whole time, but I've been wanting you to kind of listen to me more than just being distracted by what's on the screen. I tried to draw some diagrams and stuff that I was going to put up, and it all just came out as a mess. But what I'm thinking, and I'll say again, is that we're going to have certain categories. Out of all those 20 statistics, some of them are going to be removed, some of them are going to be added together into these categories. And that's why a companion will also be influenced by these things, making it stronger. And by only having one companion, we'll want it to be stronger. But that'll also put more emphasis on not just having a bonding companion, but having an augment as well. Then with all these statistics pumped up underneath those categories are going to have a point total. Those point totals are going to determine what feats we get to choose. And that's important because if we had a multi-class, then we'd want to really look at what we're choosing. And this is going to give us so much more than 3 Paragon paths. I mean, the amount of combinations that you could make with different classes together and all the different feats, even with just a feat tree of 12 per class, that's insane. If that's the direction things are going, I am really excited for how this goes. And if I could theorize something like this, who's to say that's not a possibility? Wouldn't a change like this, especially multi-classes, warrant a pretest server with a non-disclosure agreement? I think so. And this would also explain why it's taken so long to get another class. But once all of this is in place, it'll be a simplified solution, not only for us, but for the developers, which means when they come out with a bard or a druid, I could have a rogue druid? Okay, I'm down. Sounds good to me. But let me know, what do you think of my theory here? Do you think it might hold any weight? I mean, have you been thinking at all about this? What do you think that they're going to do? I don't know. I'm just really on edge, like just anxious trying to figure out what it is, and I'll be so glad when they can announce something. But once again, thank you for all the support, and I will see you out there. All right, here's that 10 seconds you get to stop that automatic play button, or you could click one of the 2 videos on here, or like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.